This Arukh HaShulchan Yard there. Siman Chav Gimel, Sifud Gimel to Tez Zayin. And that is day 112 of the Supplemental Arukh HaShulchan Yomi series. Rabbeinu Beis Yisrael says, "B'siv Aleph. V'adei l'maisa ish merich geshitas." Rashi, deliberately, if preferentially, it should be stringent like Rashi. That Shia is extremely small amount of time. However, it's the extending circumstances or there's a severe loss involved. Rambam. You can rely on the opinion of the Rambam that in a large animal, Shia, the measure of Shia is Kliagbasa, the amount of time it takes to lift it up, and lay it down, and some measure of the Shchita. Vidaka, by a small animal, of often a berg, the Agbas, Daka. The amount of time it takes to lift up a small animal, and lay it down. And a bit of a shkita. Because he holds it primarily looks at the Rambam. But the Rambam writes that the widespread custom in our countries is latrif, to say it's treif, koshi, and any delay. I feel mashu, even a slight amount. Bain both, whether it's an animal or a bird, bain l'shonos, and you should not deviate. I feel even in a substantial loss. It's not a stringency. And the mikra din is the letter of the law. The shemakaim l'karashi goes perhaps feel like Rashi. Rashi's out. Especially since the Bahag, the Baal who was from the time of the Goyim, holds that way. The code Vochav Divrei Kabbalah Mechach Me'Shasal, and we know all of his words considered to be a Masorah, a tradition directly from the Amoraim. So throughout the Achronim. This refers us to what he's going to write in Simon Chavdal Sif Yud Ches. He says that here too, it says in brackets. Whatever that means, he says there, applies here as well. Yutal. Okasam, he also writes to Beis Yosef. Tim nimtzo ach shchita gemi okayetz b'munach bekonav aveshav nishrelimo shreifa. If you find in the shchita, after the shchita, a bulrush, a reed or something like that in the kokona of the veshet, in the track of the esophagus, and that has been shechted, sliced together with the simon. Shrefa, the animal's shrefa. The vade who certainly shows mahat, you certainly had to delay a bit. B'chatichas had dobra who cutting that thing la'achar sheshochat that simon after you slaughter the simon. V'avashiba mashu, it's a minimal but a definite delay. But Treifon, it's Treifon. Even though it's possible there was no lay at all, that's similar. Because the trachea esophagus and the piece of reed were cut simultaneously. Nevertheless, it's more likely to say that was not the case. The simon is stretched at the time of shchita, the trachea esophagus, but whereas the reed is not stretched. It's not connected to the body. But it's well known. Anything soft which the sharpness of the knife confronts. If it's taut, it's cut more speedily than if it's not taut. Since the reed is soft, it's not taut, so you certainly delay when you're cutting it. The simon more than you delay in cutting the simon. So there was a bit of a delay here. Tezvav. This in its primary form here, the way we're actually really here. This halach is chavi chumah gedol. It's a very great chumah. There's no doubt about that. To assume a stringency of lomar and to say that there's definitely a bit of a delay in cutting the reed. Like Rashi, and to say also the same thing made it look like Rashi, no delays accessible. If there should only be marked by a bird, and not by an animal. Rashi, even according to Rashi, when you talk about an animal, you need some delay. When you can't hear there's a double suffix. Shema lohe, so shia, kishir, maybe there wasn't a shia according to the proper the improper extent. Chafilu Shitas Rashi according to Rashi Shitas Mamachmir. Chafilu Shitas Rashi maybe it wasn't even was the extent of Shir according to Rashi Shem Rama maybe it looks at the Rama. Chafilu some Sim Kufiu the material is fake Sefer B'Cheskel even those old Sim Kufiu the famous Sim on fake Sefer that we don't allow a fake Sefer in a case where there's an assumption of prohibition. And here's the assumption of prohibition Behema B'Chaya B'Cheskel Israel Metis animals' lives so simply also. Zeb is suffix is a garment. That's a suffix on absolute prohibition. Shein kan kol kol el chashash, but here it's only a concern. The chemi yesh lechonim sheskim the behemi yesh lagim of some ruba. The chronim will agree. Brilliant. Banana where the substantial loss. It's for sure. We got it. Vapa and even a bird, even a dover amunach basiman udover kosher. That thing which you found in a simon, which is probably the esophagus since it's swallowed, is something hard. Kikasha tevin like straw or hay. Yesh lager bevs you can be late near by a substantial loss. Now kush made should never question because our senses to tell us that something which is hard is stretched well. We mail shesh kan fake says in different fakes here. Shemaloi so shum shia. I feel mashu. Maybe there's no delay at all. Maybe if there was a delay, mashu, a minimal delay, shemal karambam. Maybe say the Rambam gamba oivishir agba farbosa the meimadaka, because also by a bird, according to the Rambam, there's a shear of lifting up and lowering down of a small animal. That's the shear also by a bird, according to the Rambam. Koshkin needs a subi investment. Suddenly you find bran in the esophagus, so you shouldn't assume a problem. Fascinating. Exactly where Shoichet himself can't permit this. We don't trust you, the Shoichet. Go to a Rav. Maybe the Rav will permit it for you. Okay, that's not. According to those that are stringent in a minimal shehiyah, yeshli sar above you have to be careful by a bird. She's going to shchot when you start slaughtering it. The cut a little bit. Actually, it's a dam. The point is bleeding. And then you lift it up your knife from the neck. Don't complete the shechita. Even though it's possible you didn't yet begin cutting the simanim, but dam meora and the blood is coming from the hide, from the skin. Maybe shechla part of the beshet. It's going to be shia now. If I feel like being sakino only lift up your knife a little bit. Yesh l'chush, you have to be concerned. Because by shechla bird, muetes mode. Shchitas, well, shchitas of muetas mode, because the shchita of a bird is very small, minute. The amount of time it takes to shech most of one simon in a bird is very quick. So even in the shayla it says it's clear to me it didn't cut yet. Rakor, only the hide. Ain't some love, but we don't rely on him since the blood came out. Blood has not come out. And he says it's clear to me I didn't penetrate the hide and get to see money. So I'm going to rely on him. If he doesn't say it's clear to me, we're afraid maybe he did touch the esophagus. Even if there is no blood. There's blood, yes, but even there is no blood. Yeshua says some people are lenient this. This is Machlez Beis and Marashal. Baruch Hu Niskim Lachmir Moshe Achrein Machmir It's the Shach Kem Shchot a Kola or but once he cuts most of the hide, I guess the only line to say that he didn't touch the beshet. I'm Mr. Musif Chaf. Okay, that's it for today.